Look who's finally decided to become a movie reviewer. Just kidding, everyone. I'm Jerrel. Welcome. I run Sungrand Studios, the developers of the Silver Falls games, and soon will be launching new IP. Today, I wanted to discuss Marvel and what's going on with them. Now, I'm not a movie reviewer or a TV show reviewer, nor do I discuss pop culture topics. But when it comes to running a brand, when it comes to writing, when it comes to developing and sharing a narrative over time, you're in my territory now. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, what's been going on with Marvel is over the past few years there has been not just a steady decline, but a sharp cliff in drop off when it comes to the quality of the content. Not just special effects, not just in the concepts of what we were producing, but in the absolute most basic fundamentals of writing, of story, of character. This is something that I do not take lightly. This is something that I never let anyone just skate by with. If there's something wrong with the writing, I won't forgive it because there is no excuse. You have no excuse for bad writing. When it comes to special effects, there's crunch. When it comes to performances, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong. But writing, you're just writing. Unless you have studio tampering, you better get it right. So, what I want to discuss today is the topic that Marvel has been producing bad content on purpose, and you all fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. That's right. You are all suckers. You fell for it. Oh no, I'm talking like a YouTuber. That's not good. Right, so what do I mean by that? Well, when it comes to running a brand and running a business, operating in an industry, especially when you have competitors who are really in a position to take a portion of your lunch, you need to be very careful in how you run your business and the products that you create. We are in a space where superhero movies are becoming the new standard, and our culture is oversaturated with not just superhero movies, but TV shows. Comics are now mainstream. There are shops all over the place that sell merchandise for superheroes, so people are getting burned out on superheroes. This is superhero fatigue. Marvel is not stupid. They know exactly what they are doing. They pioneered this industry into this decade. So they know what they're doing with this brand, and they have more than enough awareness to know the long-term effects of what they are creating and their competitors that they have in the market. So why is Marvel creating a whole bunch of really bad content? They did it on purpose, and the reason why is because we just got Endgame after Infinity War, after Civil War, these incredible, sprawling, brilliantly written, brilliantly executed narratives. And what do you expect will happen after that? After that immense emotional investment, people are going to be exhausted. And when people consume content when they are exhausted, they will associate with that content negatively. There's no two ways about it. Marvel is not stupid. They know how to run a brand. They know exactly what is happening. It is just some incredible wind of fate in the industry that we were able to get incredible movies like Spider-Man Far From Home and Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3. Even after Endgame, we were able to get movies that were very widely positively received because they're just brilliant. It doesn't matter if you don't think that they're good, if you think they're bad. Doesn't really matter because they're excellently made, constructed, written, and they tie up narrative threads that have been developed over years, decades even. So, we were able to get something great. But look at what else is happening in the industry. We have a constant string of Sony Spider-Man-less movies. Because there's no Spider-Man in Sony's Spider-Verse, so I'm going to call it the Manverse. Sony's Manverse, because it doesn't have Spider-Man, but it has man in it. So we have it's Venom time. We have it's Morbius time. We have it's Craven time. We have it's Spider Girl time. Um, Honestly, I don't really watch those movies, so I don't keep track. I don't know off the top of my head what's in the entire Manverse series. Then we have DC's movies. We have Justice League, um, Whedon edition. We have Justice League original, a recipe edition. Uh, B- Birds of Prey. Did they do a Birds of Prey movie? Um, they did. Did they do a Harley Quinn movie? Oh, this is telling. I'm so burned out and exhausted from all the superhero movies. I used to go and see every single superhero movie, and these days I don't. I don't see every superhero movie. There's too many, and the quality is just so bad now across the board. I'm generally very positive. I enjoy media. I don't go out to movies to criticize them because I'm not this YouTube reviewer where I don't get rewarded for talking negatively about things. So I don't go out specifically to criticize things. But I'm so burned out on these movies that I go and they're disappointing. They're not well written. They're not well um, put together. They're not well edited. The stories are rough. The characters are rough. The acting isn't what it should be. And so I don't want to see any superhero movie now. I don't want to see a Sony superhero movie. I don't want to see a DC movie. I don't care if it's not from those, if it's from someone else. And this is exactly what Marvel wanted. Why would Marvel do that? This is a concept called poisoning the well. In a business environment, in an industry where it comes down to making money, it's cutthroat. You have to employ every strategy possible to make sure that you beat your competition. And what Marvel has done is poisoned the well. They've produced a bunch of, frankly, bad quality content to poison the well so that they've conditioned the market into thinking, oh, I don't want to see a superhero movie anymore. Which means Marvel has officially sabotaged their competitors. They've sabotaged Sony. They've sabotaged DC. You're going to have the diehard fans who will go and see the properties that they really enjoy. Some people absolutely love It's Morbin time. Some people love It's Craven time, and they'll go and see those things. I'm not saying you're not allowed to enjoy those things. Go and enjoy those things. Who cares what everyone says? But there are TV shows for Marvel, like for the very first time. This is odd for me to say. For the very first time, Marvel has produced a Netflix show that I'm just not going to watch. I have no interest in it. And that's weird. And I'm not saying this to sound like a YouTuber. I absolutely love Marvel storytelling. I really enjoy everything they've made, for the most part, in the past. But after Secret Invasion, that to me, I can see what was going on with that. You have to read between the lines when it comes to products, when it comes to brand management, when it comes to writing, when it comes to production, when it comes to marketing. You have to read between the lines because things are not taken at face value. Things cannot just be obvious. This is the business world that we're dealing in, and it's cutthroat. You have to be quite shrewd in the way that you conduct your business. And after I saw what was happening with Secret Invasion and other properties, the way that Marvel was handling these things, I understood after a while what was going on. So Echo is the first Marvel show that I'm just not going to watch, and it's not because I have no interest in I don't like diversity. I don't like girls. Yuck. It has nothing to do with that. The characters is not interesting to me. I was first introduced to the character from Hawkeye, which I hugely enjoyed. That's one of my favorite things that I've seen on Netflix. Is that what it's on? I don't I don't pay attention to streaming stuff that much. I really enjoyed Hawkeye, but the character to me was just not interesting, and that came down to the writing and the way that they were handling the character as part of the brand. When they announced the show back how many years ago, I had no interest. The show is out now. I don't care about the reviews. I don't care about what other people are saying. I'm not interested in the character, and part of that has to come down to how Marvel has been managing their brand, and that they are It's unfortunate because I believe that there are people who are making the content, the people doing the groundwork, who are doing the hard, tough work. I don't think they understand the machine that they are in, and they don't understand that they are basically being used as pawns, as sacrifices. So people actually making things, I believe that they really care about what they are making, but up top, Marvel is sacrificing some stuff that is disposable because they have an ace up their sleeve. Now, what is the ace that Marvel has up their sleeve? I don't even really need to answer this. You know exactly the ace that Marvel has up their sleeve. Marvel has the X-Men and they have the Fantastic Four. They've been holding it over our heads for years now. And the reason why Marvel can afford to poison the well now is because Marvel knows that as soon as they launch X-Men, as soon as they launch the Fantastic Four, we'll all come flooding back. We'll all come rushing back to watch that. Not just the diehard people, not just people who enjoy comic book stuff or superhero stuff, but audiences in general. Have a look at Marvel's marketing for the past few years. It has been sloppy, scattered, and that is not because Marvel is incompetent. It's because they don't want people really to like the stuff that they're making right now. The people up top know what they're doing with the brand. Marvel is poisoning the well. They want people to step away from superhero stuff. They want people to say, I've had enough for a while. And again, why would they do that when they can just make more money? Because Marvel understands what burnout is. Trends go and peak at around 10 years or so, usually around the 8-year mark, and things can stagnate, but they can hang around and hang on to relevancy for 2 years. And after that, they're absolutely done. Those are for the strongest trends, right? And Marvel content, the MCU, is at that point where it has peaked. It absolutely peaked with Infinity War and Endgame, and they know what happens. There is going to be stagnation. So what do you do when you need to address that stagnation? You accelerate. So Marvel is accelerating their stagnation by poisoning the well. People are stepping away from superhero stuff. They're saying, I don't really want to see that. So now when Sony and DC launch their products, people generally are going to be burned out. They're not going to watch it, which means that they're spending time away from superhero stuff. When you spend time away from it, it's refreshing. Then you're no longer tired of it. And that way, when Marvel does launch the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, people are actually going to be excited because we've stepped away from the superhero stuff for a few years. We've saw what the competition is doing and we're sort of burned out from it. So now we're not going out to see all this other superhero stuff as much. So let's say 2 or 3 years, I don't keep track of the calendar. Marvel knows exactly how to burn people out. They know exactly what they're doing, and that is what they're doing. They're going to give people a break. And once those X-Men and Fantastic Four content starts launching, they're going to hit that marketing as strong as they did with the Avengers. All of us, all around the world, were so invested in the Avengers, and Marvel knows exactly how to market that to us. They know exactly how to tell us the story. They know exactly how to get us on side. They know how to get brilliant writers. They know how to get people who are experienced in creating the engaging content that we want. And once we have the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, you're going to see that level of quality again. You're going to see the marketing, and it is going to hit the world massively. And the world will be ready for that content. The world will be ready, and they'll want the X-Men, and they'll want the Fantastic Four, because we'll be in the mindset of, oh, finally, give us something good. Thank you. Please give us the X-Men. Please give us the Fantastic Four. Oh, I've wanted good superhero stuff for so long now. Oh, finally, superhero stuff is good again. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, wouldn't Marvel just make more money if they just kept producing good stuff? That's not how it works. There will always be brand fatigue. There will always be trend fatigue. Trends go in rises and falls. They always reach a peak, they reach a trough. Marvel is now manipulating that trend. They're accelerating stagnation. And that's in the long term going to help, because now we'll have a significantly more positive association once the X-Men and Fantastic Four launch, and it will make it tougher for their competitors to keep up, because now the competitors will have much less lunch money due to Marvel poisoning the well. Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. What do you guys think of the MCU? Why don't you comment down below and tell me what are the things that you like about the current MCU and the things that you don't like. For me, unfortunately, Marvel has just been producing one thing after another that I strongly dislike. Again, I'm not a review channel, so please don't subscribe if you think that I'll make more of these videos. But again, when it comes to managing a business, managing a brand, and when it comes to a narrative, when it comes to writing, that's my wheelhouse. So, I have been so disappointed with the way that Marvel has mismanaged their characters, and I've been thinking about it, mulling it over, and I think I figured it out. So anyway, yeah, tell me in the comment section below what kind of stuff you like or dislike in the MCU right now. I have a new game launching on Nintendo Switch later this month on the 25th, so take care of yourselves, be well, enjoy yourself a cup of coffee, and hey, let's look forward to the MCU being good again. Take care of yourselves. See you around.